Hello everyone, I'm Monroe Steele, full-time content creator, and welcome to my living room reveal. I've been holding off on this one for quite some time because we were waiting for a few pieces to come in, but now that everything is here, I can finally show you guys what makes this room one of my favorite rooms in my new home. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's get started with the anchoring piece in this space, which is my beautiful couch. This was actually the first piece of furniture I got for my new house, and it stayed in this room in boxes for nearly 6 months before we took it out of the boxes. This is a gorgeous sectional from Lulu in Georgia. Special thanks to Lulu in Georgia for gifting me this gorgeous couch, and it works so well in the space. I definitely wanted kind of an L-shaped couch because the room is quite large, and I ended up pushing the couch pretty much a little bit away from the wall just to create a more intimate space in the middle of the room. It's made up of 4 different very large sections, and I love the roundness of it. It's quite low as well, and it's so comfortable. I've taken quite a few naps on this couch, and I love the color of this couch as well. It's in this beautiful pink velvet, and I never thought I would have a velvet couch, but I absolutely love it. It's actually quite easy to clean as well. This does come in a few other colors from Lulu and Georgia, but this couch was really the catalyst for the design of this room and all of the other pieces that surround it. To dress the couch, I have a few pillows. All of my pillows are actually from Amazon, and I really wanted the pillows to be organic and provide like a different texture against the velvet of the couch. So I have 2 white boucle pillows. I love how the boucle just adds a bit of texture to the velvet. I actually do have 1 velvet pillow as well, and it's a braided fabric, very similar to the fabric of the couch, and I love how that looks as well. And then I have 2 brown leather pillows. I actually love the brown. Like, this whole color combo is really grounding and very earthy, and that's definitely the vibe I was going for in this room. I wanted it to feel very comfortable, very cozy, not something you have to tiptoe around or not be able to lounge and relax and kick your feet up. And that is totally the vibe we have here. And then I have a beautiful knitted throw, and this throw is also from Amazon. It's super soft, and on those chilly nights, because we do have a few chilly nights in Miami, it's great for cozying up on the couch and covering up my feet and just relaxing. Now, brown tones and wood tones are a huge theme in the living room area. You've already seen the brown leather pillows, and now you will understand why I went with brown. The rug really anchors the entire space. It's huge. It takes up almost the entire living room. And this rug is a walnut brown rug from Nordic Knots. Nordic Knots has the most plush rugs in the game right now. My designer was really gung-ho about getting all Nordic Knots rugs for my home. I have 3. I believe, if you watch the bedroom reveal and the guest room reveal. But I was kind of nervous to get a brown rug because, of course, you can see every speck of dirt on it. But I found a really great vacuum, and I vacuum about once a week, sometimes twice if there's a lot of foot traffic. But for the most part, it cleans very well. And I just love walking barefoot on this rug. It feels so plush and thick and soft under my feet, and definitely grounding this area. I also love the color combination with the pink, like terracotta Sahara vibe of the couch and the deep chocolate brown of the rug. It's a really beautiful color combo, and for my house, I wanted color. I wanted it to feel calm and cozy. My house is a 1930s Spanish style home. And for the living room, it was all about just grounding and feeling calm and able to just come in from the beach and relax. Now, to anchor the rug and the couch, we have this gorgeous coffee table from Soho Home. This was actually the last piece of furniture that we got for the living room. I was actually waiting on this so that I could film this video. I absolutely love this coffee table. The shape of it is very unique. It's a rectangle with rounded edges. The top of it is a beautiful terracotta stone with glass on top, or I believe it's plated with an acrylic or like a see-through material. I love the 4 legs at the bottom with two-tone of a deep like brassy brown and then a lighter brassy brown. You will notice that throughout the space there are a lot of brass colors, a lot of brown colors, and it just tied in the space perfectly. With the deepness of the rug, I needed something that tied the rug but that also gave a little more brightness to the room. By the way, all of the rooms in my home are painted in the color shoelace. I will make sure to link that down below because I do get a lot of questions about the paint color. So yeah, this is huge. I believe it's like 55 inches long, and I was a little worried it would be too big for the space, but it turns out to be actually just perfect for the length of the couch. And yeah, it's stunning. It's definitely a showstopper, one of the pieces in my home that when people see it, they're just like, wow. Soho Home really has some incredible pieces. Now, I really love my coffee table because I get to display some of my favorite books and knickknacks. I have quite a thing for Black books, and I'll be sure to link all of these down below if you're looking for incredible coffee table books. My house is filled with books, and I actually like to use books as art. You can open them up and display different pages around your home to just create more of a personal vibe. This is one of my favorite books by Kwame Brathwaite. This is called Black is Beautiful, and I just love the cover of this, and so this is always a conversation starter, so that is definitely on my coffee table. This is a newer book that I just picked up by Moose Lamrabat, and he is an incredible photographer, I believe based in Morocco. I learned about this artist when I was recently in Morocco and I visited the Mela Hotel. If you're looking for an incredible hotel to stay in Morocco, I will link them down below. But their art collection is absolutely stunning, and they put me on to this artist. So I saw this book at their hotel, and as soon as I came home, I ordered it. I will link it down below, but how gorgeous are these photographs? They're just so stunning, and I love that I can just open this book anywhere around my house and put it on a book stand, and that can be the art. Next up, I have this book, Camo, by Thandui Muriu, and sorry if I'm butchering these names, but the designs in this book, of course, I'm a fashion girly, so seeing all of this colorful fashion is just so fun. It's so unique. It's right up my alley. Again, just something that anyone who's visiting can pick up, thumb through, and will start an immediate conversation. Next up, I have the Black Market Vintage book. The foreword is actually by Spike Lee, which is incredible, by Jana Handy and Kiana Stewart. I was recently on a podcast that aired not worldwide, but in the US, I believe, and the set was actually decorated by Black Market Vintage in Brooklyn, and so I wanted this book. The set was absolutely gorgeous, and it just has all of these like old school remnants that I think are really, really cool. I also love green. You guys know green is my favorite color, so I wanted a pop of green on the table. And of course, I have a ton of home decor books because I'm in my home decor era, my new house era. And I have the Live Beautiful book by Athena Calderon. I have been a fan of hers for quite some time. I love her design. When she designed her Brooklyn home, I was tuned in. I believe she sold that home and is in a new home now, but everything she touches turns to gold, and she has such a beautiful eye. And so I like to thumb through this when I need any kind of design inspiration. I'll be sure to link all of these books down in the description box if you guys are looking for incredible coffee table books. Of course, this is a coffee table, so we had to round out the space with some coasters. And I got these from Etsy. I absolutely love them. They're in this beautiful deep violet marble, and these are handmade. I'll be sure to put the creator down in the description box. They make a ton of beautiful marble coasters, cup holders, coffee mugs, and such. It took a little bit of time to come, but they are absolutely worth it. Look how gorgeous these are. They also have a little non-stick, or so that these don't slide on the tables, on the bottom with this little felt. And these are just perfect. People love these. And to kind of match those, I also got a matching candle holder. This is actually from CB2, and right now I have a hotel lobby candle inside of it. This was actually a gift from Hotel Lobby. They have such beautiful candles, very aesthetic. This one is the Miami candle, and it does smell like Miami. It smells tropical, but also pared down, not so sweet, a little bit of spice, and just calming, the way Miami makes me feel. So this is what this comes with. You can fit any standard size candle in this candle holder from CB2. To round it all off, I got this really cool vessel from CB2. I love green, and this also matches the Black Market Vintage book, but I needed something to store things like my TV remote and my candle wick cutter, and like matches or anything, so I can toss my keys in here and they not really be seen. But how stunning is the fluting on this green marble vessel? It's absolutely gorgeous. I also love that it has these little feet, so it doesn't come in direct contact with the tabletop, which can be quite delicate. And last but not least, I have a vase here full of hydrangeas. I kind of switched this vase in and out between two different ones. Right now is a clear one with white hydrangeas in it, and this one is from H&M Home. H&M Home has some beautiful home decor when it comes to vessels, vases, and little knickknacks for your space. And so that's everything on the coffee table. I'll be sure to link all of these down below in the description box, and you could check them out. When I was thinking about the design of the living room, I really wanted it to feel like an oasis. I wanted people to walk in and not feel overwhelmed. I wanted them to feel grounded and comfortable enough to immediately kick off their shoes. And I kind of let every room that they enter build more in character. So for me, the living room is actually quite toned down compared to the rest of the house. And as you enter different rooms, the style, the textures, the colors really build and build and build. And my interior designer, Michael Dola, he did an incredible job really getting the feel of what I wanted this room to feel like, how I wanted to be immersed in comfort. I wanted this to just be a room where you could just feel like yourself. No pretentiousness, no really hard lines. This room used to be very, very modern. In fact, the staircase was actually glass previously, and I just wanted to return this room to its roots, to its Spanish, very homey, very cozy, very family oriented style of room. I didn't want any pretentiousness, any hard lines. I wanted lots of curves, lots of different beautiful textures, velvets, boucles mixed with leathers and linens and woods. I wanted this space to feel like I had lived here for years and just collected different knickknacks and items and kind of threw them together, but somehow it just works. I definitely didn't want it to look pre-done where everything was super matchy. I like how different elements in the room pull off of each other or are a match of each other, and it just kind of ties everything together. Now, when it came to the side tables next to the couch, I already knew that I didn't want matching side tables. So I ended up getting this gorgeous pink and green faux marble table from Wayfair. And I got this one first. I am a sucker for pink and green. The pink veining in this side table really pulls from the couch. And the green, again, is one of my favorite colors. And I do have a full green color drenched room attached to this room that we haven't revealed yet, but stay tuned. And it pulls and kind of ties the green to that room. On top, of course, I have some of my favorite magazines. I am a reader and I want people to read when they come to my home. I actually just picked up this Loewe magazine when I was in New York City, and they had a pop-up bar at Phuket, New York Hotel. I did vlog it, so check out my New York City vlog, the most recent holiday one. And then I have a Kinfolk magazine. Kinfolk is my favorite magazine of all time, and this is the party issue. And because December is such a party month, I thought it fitting to have this book out. There are tons of recipes in here to make different cocktails and drinks, how you can set a table, different floral arrangements, how you can be a great host, a few different stories, and it's just a stunning magazine. It's done very well, and I actually really love reading all of the issues and learning things. So because it's the holiday season, we have the holiday issue, and of course it's green. It's my favorite. Next up, we have this silver side table on the other side of the couch, and I knew I wanted a silver element based on a rendering that my interior designer sent me. He just basically said the room can't be like so earthy. There has to be an element or two that kind of pull in a different direction just to make it feel more organic, like things were kind of just thrown together. And this silver is a natural element, and it does work very well with the deeper woods that I have in the space. And so this was a no-brainer. This was another side table from Wayfair. It came pretty quickly, and it came in two pieces. You just have to screw on the top. It's actually quite light. And on top of that, I have this book of Andy Warhol Polaroids, and I love it. This is from Taschen. A lot of my home books are from Taschen. I actually did a collaboration with them quite a few times. They do have a store here in Miami, and so shout out to them. And we have the beautiful Grace on the front there. Again, just another fun little thing to thumb through and look at all of the photographs he's taken over the years. Great conversation starter. And I also have a Sanctuary candle burning. You guys know how I feel about Sanctuary. They are a Black-owned candle brand, and their fragrances are unlike anything I've ever smelled before. It smells like home, like love, like your grandma is cooking a meal. This one is called the Yuletide Jubilee, and it has bourbon, black tea, and tobacco. Bourbon, black tea, and tobacco. Who would have thought of putting those things together? My whole entire first floor of my home smells amazing just because of this one candle. So those are the side tables, and I love how they play on each other. They're not the same. They are in a similar shape. They both have round tops and a thicker base, but they're different heights, they're different colors, but somehow they work to bring this whole space together. Now, speaking of bringing the space together, we have to discuss these gorgeous floor to ceiling curtains. These curtains are beautiful linen curtains from Lulu in Georgia. Again, special thanks to Lulu in Georgia for sending me these curtains. I was actually planning to put these curtains in the guest room, but when we saw how incredible they looked here in the living room, we decided to leave them here. We made sure they were pretty long. They kind of pull on the beautiful brown Nordic knots rug. And they kind of add a sea, like boater type of vibe to the room. This house is a beach house, and I did want some form of a vertical line in this room. And because the couch is quite low, the curtains being floor to ceiling really makes the room look much, much taller, and it just makes it feel wide and open. So these come in a white, kind of an off-white and a natural color, and they're so beautiful. The thing about them is they're very, very natural. I have steamed these curtains, I've ironed these curtains, and they refuse to not wrinkle. It's just the life of linen, and it makes it very much like organic. That's the feel that it gives to this room. And I love it. It just really adds kind of like a design element to the space that I really love. So we have two sets of windows, one here and one here, and they both have these gorgeous curtains. Now on either side of this window, we have these gorgeous built-ins. This was original to the house, and I decided to add these beautiful brown shelving units inside of these bookcases to kind of match the bookcase that I have over here, as well as the TV console in a darker, richer wood, so that I can display some of my favorite things. So let's get into it. Okay, we will get started with this shelf first. Up on the top here, I have quite a few of my favorite books. We have Interiors Now, Made for Living, and Kinfolk Travel. Kinfolk, again, they have incredible magazines, but they also have books: Kinfolk Travel, Kinfolk Home, Kinfolk Entrepreneur, Kinfolk Table, where they have just incredible stories, recipes, places to visit, stories about entrepreneurship that really lit a fire under me and kind of aided in me becoming a full-time content creator. So I will link some of my favorite Kinfolk books down below. I think you guys would really enjoy them. But the showstopper here are the bookends, which are these two little people kind of crouching on their knees, or crouching to their knees. They're very, very cool. I ended up getting these from Amazon. These are in a kind of brass and golden color. I also have them in wood, and I have them in like a white plaster. They're fairly affordable, and everyone loves them. Anytime I film a YouTube video or Instagram stories or an Instagram post that feature them, I get the most questions about them. So I'll be sure to put a link to them so that you can shop them down in the description box. Here we have some art from Reina Noriega. Reina is actually based here in Miami, and she does incredible murals. She wraps cars. She had a hair collection with hair clips. She does it all when it comes to art. She is super, super talented. I've been to quite a few of her events. She's had murals at Bow Harbor Shop and inside of stores in Miami Design District. She is an incredible artist, and I'm just waiting to commission a piece from her. But until then, I picked this piece up from iCanvas. If you're looking for amazing art by Black and brown artists, definitely check out iCanvas. They have a whole section of Black and brown artists that you can purchase their art there. The great thing about iCanvas is you can choose the size. You can also choose whether there is a frame, and it comes so fast. Look at this golden frame. This is the canvas set. You can see a divot there inside of a gold frame. And the back, look how stunning this is. This is really incredible. It came super fast. It's ready to hang, and it was done extraordinarily well. And I believe I got this piece and another piece that I'll show you in just a moment on sale, and I'm pretty sure I didn't pay more than about $300 for both, including the frames. So they have golden frames, they have black frames, wooden frames. I went with gold because I have a few different like gold accents in the space. But Reina Noriega is such an amazing artist. I will link her Instagram page down below. Definitely check her out. And if you're looking for ready to hang art, definitely check out iCanvas. I will put all of the information in the description box as well. And then next to that, I just have a little candle that I picked up from CB2. This is the Hinoki candle, and it smells very manly, like cedar, like burning wood. It's just, it gives me that fall vibe because we don't really get a fall here in Miami. So I can light this when I want to smell fall and it evoke feelings of fall, but not necessarily have to deal with that cold, frigid fall weather. And on the bottom shelf, we have this beautiful silver vessel from H&M Home. I'm telling you all, H&M Home has the goods. Okay, how stunning is this piece? Now, this piece is another piece that is kind of twinning with this silver side table. I needed a few different pieces of silver to pull from each other on different aspects of the room and kind of ground the room so that it won't be so shocking to the eye to see one silver thing in a very woody, earthy space. And so this vase does just that. You could put flowers in it. I actually put this little bowl in it, and I create little floral arrangements that kind of hang over, and they look really, really beautiful. So one of my favorite little pieces in the home. Now, over in this other nook, on the top here, I have a beautiful black vessel from H&M Home. Sometimes I'll pull that out and switch it around the house and put flowers in. But for now, it rests here. I have more books on the second shelf. I have the Ebony book, which, I mean, we all love Ebony magazine. And this has all of like the Ebony magazine covers, which, you know, I'm a fashion girl. I'm a Black woman, and so it's only right for me to have this book in my home. It's definitely one of the conversation starters when people sit on the couch, they see that Ebony magazine cover book, they pull it out and they flip through looking at all of the different covers. So I really, really love that. I have the Art of Home book as well as the new kitchen book. And what I really love about this space is definitely the bookends. They are green marble bookends that I picked up from Amazon. I feel like even the bookends can be the art or the conversation starter. And I also love that they're green because they kind of tie in to the side table. They tie into the vessel that I have on the coffee table, and then they tie into the room that I have color drenched in green. So those are all of my little knickknacks in my built-ins. Let's get into some more home decor. Since we're already talking a bit about art, I wanted to show you guys this piece. This is actually one of the last pieces I bought for this space. There are not a lot of walls in the living room, and so there's not a ton of opportunities for big pieces of art, but I did want something to tie all of the colors in the room together. And when I was perusing iCanvas and I came across Reina's piece, I also came across this piece. This is by Harry O'Dunn's, another Black artist. And it features a Black man with an afro, with a ton of afro picks in his hair. And honestly, this just reminds me of my hair. I have an afro when my hair has not been fried, dyed, and laid to the side. I've actually been natural for over 10 years now. This is the state that my hair looks like after I wash it. And so It reminds me of being in my grandma's hair shop as a child and being around hair. And I love this so much. I love the deep texture of his skin. I love all of the different colors of the afro picks. He even has an afro pick dangling from one of his ears, which is really cool. Such a beautiful piece. I've actually seen I actually saw a similar piece a few years ago at Art Basel, and this also reminded me of that. So I love the different colors, the yellows, the pinks, the creams, the oranges, and then the browns of his skin, and how it ties into all of the different colors I have in the room. I went with this size because I thought it would be perfect for the distance between this bookshelf and the curtains, and it's perfect. I ended up going again with the gold frame to kind of match the gold frame across the room, and a few gold accents that are in this space as well. So again, if you're looking for incredible art, definitely check out iCanvas. When it came to picking art for my home, I was very intentional and very deliberate with choosing art that depicts me, that depicts Blackness, that depicts Black people. I have quite a few nieces, and I bought this home for me, but I bought it for my family too. I want us to be able to come here and feel safe and be around nature, be around the water, and be able to connect as a family and have a good time and make memories together. And when my nieces come to visit, which they will be coming to visit in the summer when they're out of school, they are quite young. I want them to know that Black is beautiful. I want them to see themselves in the art around my home. I want them to know that there's more than one standard of beauty. And so I usually buy art that really connects to me. The piece is by Raina. That piece is strong, it's colorful, it's vibrant. This piece by Harry O'Dunn's definitely reminds me of my heritage, of my hair, of my strength, of my childhood, of my upbringing. I have 2 afro picks upstairs in my bathroom. It's not all about, you know, straight hair. And I want my nieces to see that. I just wanted a space that feels comfortable, where I don't have to wear a mask, where I don't have to be politically correct, where I can just be me. And I want when people to come into my home and they see the kind of art that I choose, that they can feel that and they can sense that I'm in these pieces. So I really do hope that you guys will go and watch my bedroom reveal video, as well as my guest room reveal video, so that you can see how I'm building my collection of art. And that's not even in the art, that the fine art that I buy, but in the books that I choose for my space. There's culture, there's depth, there's history. There's a very rich Black history that you can find in some of these books throughout my space, and they can be used as art. The covers of the books, you can open up the pages of the books and buy book displays and share the covers of Ebony magazine or the different photography in my camo book. And yeah, I feel like the art that you choose, as well as the books that are in your space, and please have books in your space, they tell a story about you. They tell a story about your history, about where you come from, about your interests, and that really adds the finishing touches to your home. And you know, outside of the chairs and the coffee table and the couch, those things are what gives your space a soul. The art gives your space a soul. the kind of books, your trinkets that you collected from your travels or something passed down from your grandmother, the way your house smells because you curate the vibe with the different candles you use. All of those things give your house a soul, and hopefully when people walk into this space they feel at home. Okay, so to kind of finish off this seated area, we're going to get into the two light sources we have over here. The first is this gorgeous rattan chandelier. This is from Soho Home, and this is the Haze chandelier. It's so perfect. I actually had to move this light so that it fits perfectly over the coffee table. There are 6 like rattan baskets, and inside they have these beautiful round lights and these wooden poles that kind of join them together. And there's also this kind of golden brass element that wraps around each one as well as up at the ceiling, and it just looks very natural. Again, I wanted lots of woods, lots of rattans, linens, like very earthy fabrics and in the space. And this chandelier is just perfect. It emits the perfect amount of light. I also have this on dimmers so that I can really control the vibe when I'm having guests over. Everyone kind of sits all around the couch, and then I can turn on this light to give us the perfect amount of like moody light. And it just worked out so perfectly. It also really matches with the bookshelf, the wood here. So as you can see, every like large item really has something that it pairs with in the room to kind of make everything cohesive without making it look, you know, matchy and like a showroom. And then over in this corner, because even though this chandelier emits pretty good light, the light is very moody and like soft, and I can't see. So I told my interior designer, I need a light that's really gonna give me some light so that I can read and do work if I wanna lounge on the couch. And so we opted for this swivel lamp. It's really, really cool. It has a beautiful golden brass base, and it swivels around so I can kind of move it any way that I want it to. And it has this beautiful cream linen shade that just kind of rests on these brass poles. And so you can see throughout the space we have a lot of linen, like this is linen, we have linen curtains, and we have a lot of brass. This brass kind of matches the brass, the golden brass in the chandelier on the frames of art, and it just works very, very well here. I like to just cozy up in this corner with my laptop and like do my work. But amazing purchase. This also came from Soho Home, I believe. If not Soho Home, it's from RH. And it also is like a little design element, because otherwise this wall would be pretty bare and maybe need a piece of art or something. But the light is perfect here. Okay, when it comes to lights in the living room, this is probably my favorite. This is the Palm single sconce from the Future Project. I do have an arch here that leads into another room. So I have 2 of these, both on either side of the arch. I cannot show you that yet because that's another room reveal, so stay tuned. But you guys know green is my favorite color, and there's a lot of green in this space and around the house. And so I kind of wanted to tie this to other elements of green. But how stunning is this? This is like a blown glass in green, and it kind of curves. It has this beautiful frosted bulb and a really cool brass base and golden brass hardware. And I just thought this was so cool. It's very, very funky. These are also on dimmers. So when I want to create a beautiful vibe in the living room, I can just turn them on and kind of dim them. And they're definitely a conversation starter. They're one of the first things you see when you enter the room. So you already know what the vibes are. And they also serve as like an entry point into the dining room, which is fully green. And so yeah, I absolutely love these. I think they add more of a modern edge to the space while still staying true to the natural vibe, being that it's glass and it's blown and it has this beautiful curve. Again, in this space, I wanted a lot of curves. I wanted it to be very organic. Speaking of which, we even curved the wall here to kind of fit with that curve, with the organic theme of this space. Let's get into one of my favorite areas in my home, which is actually this console area. I love it because we did round this wall, and it was something that my interior designer suggested that we do. It was actually one of the last things we did for this room because the console is actually rounded, and so it just spoke to him to do this, and I really, really love how beautiful this turned out. This here, everyone thinks that this is a piece of art, but this is actually the TV. This is a Samsung frame TV, and this piece of art that is here is actually, I believe it was a designer who was advertising this little scarf, I believe, and just tied it onto a hat. And it was an image that I had saved on my Pinterest board. It was actually an image that I sent to my interior designer of how I wanted my space to feel. And so he did a lot of his design around this image. And so a lot of people are like, where did you get this image? Where did you get this art? I definitely got it from Pinterest, and I just saved the photo and uploaded it to my Samsung TV so that I can display it. The TV is currently off right now, and so when it's off, you can display any work of art you want. Samsung does have an art index or a catalog that you can choose from, but I always just upload my own photos, and I just think it's so cool. I absolutely love it. Let's get into the console. This beautiful wood console is called the Alwyn console, and you can get it at a few different places, like Wayfair. It's heavy. It's heavy, it's chunky, it's girthy. You can tell that this is quality. I love the wood fluted front and the wrought iron handles. I'm really into the wrought iron because, of course, this house is a 1930s Spanish style house, and wrought iron was used for lots of things in the 1930s, specifically handles as well as stair railings. And I wanted to bring that element into the space. There is quite a few black items in the space as well, so that kind of ties anything that's black to something else. And it's quite roomy, and it looks like a beautiful piece of art. It ties in well with the bookshelf built-ins, as well as the bookshelf here in the corner, and all of the browns and the wood tones in the space. I didn't worry about matching any of the wood tones. You can probably guess. Some of them are a deep, deep brown. Some of them are a richer brown with gold. Some of them are more of an ashy gray brown. But all together, it just works. Your woods don't have to match. In fact, I feel like when they don't match, it looks more lived in and more organic. So love this. I actually have quite a few things in here. Like, it's very, very roomy. And on top, I have displayed a few of my favorite things. I always keep a white hydrangea here because it's just like a piece of art next to this frame art. This is a little vase that I picked up from the Miami Antique Street Fair that happens on Lincoln Road every Sunday in the summertime. And I love picking up cool little unique pieces. Like, this is old, I believe, and I've never seen this before, but it's quite unique. And so mixing old and new things definitely gives your space more life. And I popped that on top of an Architectural Digest 100 Years of Style book, because we are manifesting an AD feature one day, perhaps. And I love how the juxtaposition of this very light beige linen book looks on top of this deep dark wood. It just, chef's kiss. I love the color combo. I have one of my favorite candles here, which is Muse by August and Piers London. I normally order these candles from Harrods. I believe I was gifted one by a brand. For the life of me, I can't remember the brand, but afterwards I will buy these in bulk every quarter because they smell so divine. They're like different variations of vanilla, and I mean, it just smells so good. Anytime I have one of these burning and someone comes in, they're like, what is that? I need it immediately. Over here, I have another vessel, and this one is very, very fun. This is another H&M Home find. It's like a bubble vase, and I use this as my catch-all. I usually throw my keys in here, some hand sanitizer, my Shocks earplugs, things that I can't leave home without. I always pop in here, and I just love it. The lacquered, it's almost like a brown burgundy. And I do have the matching jewelry bowl up in my bedroom. If you want to see that, watch the bedroom vlog. But this just adds some color, some depth, a different variation of texture because it's quite shiny. And then the bubbles are really cool too. Over here, I have a book, and it's displayed on this wooden book holder that I picked up from Amazon. Very efficient. I switch the books in and out depending on how I'm feeling, if I want a different vibe in the space. I currently have this book being displayed. This is the New Black Vanguard, one of my favorite coffee table books. I also have one in my Harlem apartment. Yes, I also have an apartment in Harlem, in addition to owning 2 houses in Miami. So if you want to see my Harlem apartment, which is very, very colorful and fun, I will link the video down below where I redecorated and renovated that apartment during the pandemic. So yeah, I have 2 of these, one in Harlem and one here, but I have it flipped to this page by Daniel Obasi. He does incredible photography and also like styling and visual art. And I just really love the colors on this and what it says. It says, in my work, I try to create alternatives. It's a form of activism. And this just reminds me to not conform, to be a disruptor, and to be an individual, and to be myself unapologetically. So yeah, I'll be sure to link this book down below. But again, I love using book pages as art, and it works out perfectly here in this space. It's not cluttered, but it makes a statement. And if you just look at the top of the console, you'll get a feel for me, for my personality, for how I like to smell, how I like to look, how I like to feel, and how I think, you know? So that is this area of the room. We're gonna head on over to another thing that I get the most questions about in this space. Over here in this corner, I have a little like reading nook and coffee nook. My coffee bar is right around the corner here. Make sure you watch my kitchen reveal video. But this little table here is from CB2, and I waited for it for so long. It was back ordered for a while, and then I caught it during a sale, and I'm so happy I did. I feel like it adds a really cool element to this space. It works perfectly with the chair. But the bottom of this is what sold me. It's in this beautiful marble, and this is just like stunning art. And I love that the base of the table is kind of like a wrought iron, so it is really cohesive with the door pulls on the console table. And of course, it's bringing that wrought iron 1930s element to the house. And yeah, it's really, really cute. I can place my little coffee cup there in the mornings. I like to make my coffee, come around, sit my coffee on this little table, sit in this chair, do a little journaling, reflect on life while sipping on my latte. So it worked out perfectly for the space. This chair has been replaced twice. I could never find the perfect chair for this space until I did a podcast in a Brooklyn brownstone. And in my sitting room, they had this chair. And I looked at it and I was like, I love this chair. I need some kind of element or a texture that's not already in the room, but will work well with what I already have. And this brown leather chair is absolutely gorgeous. It has this kind of cognac, lively brown woven together. The legs of it are really, really cool. The armrests are actually strips of leather. And then it has this beautiful brassy bronze hardware on the chair. It's the perfect size for the space. And I ended up getting this chair from Bed Bath & Beyond. Who knew that Bed Bath & Beyond has such amazing furniture? I had no idea, but I've gotten so many incredible pieces from Bed Bath & Beyond for this house. I highly suggest you checking them out. And the pieces are always on sale. Like this chair was on sale. I couldn't believe it. But it's super comfortable. I love it. It's just my little nook, my little coffee nook, my little reading nook. And it's really, really amazing. Okay, and I get the most questions about this mirror, which is pretty new. This is a round dome-shaped mirror from CB2. And again, this is another like silver element. Even though it's a mirror, it plays off of the silver coffee table and the little silver vase from H&M Home. And I love that it has these little gold accents here to clip the actual mirror into, so that golden, that brass kind of matches with the golden brass in the chair, in the art frames, in the chandelier, in the overhead swivel light. So all of these things were really kind of thought about so that even though the pieces don't look like they go together, they actually do. And this is just a fun focal point in the room. I realized that there was no mirror in the living room. There's actually really no mirrors on the whole first floor, and so I wanted a mirror here that was fun. And it's kind of an optical illusion mirror, and so anytime someone comes over, they love to stand here and like take a selfie, and I think that's just so cool. It's also a way for me to see into other rooms by just looking into this mirror. I ended up getting this on sale from CB2, and they also have a version that's more like golden, and I thought to get that one first to go with the room, but I really wanted something else silver, and I wanted, when I took a photo in this mirror, for it to be pretty clear. And so I'm really loving this mirror. You can get a full body shot even when you're just this close to it, and it really adds a little something to the space. I wanted something for this wall that wasn't art, but that gave an art vibe, and so this mirror serves as both. And finally, we have this bookshelf, which is the Elwood bookshelf from Soho Home. Anytime I post this corner, I get so many questions about this bookshelf, and it's a work of art in itself. Thankfully, it fit perfectly in this corner without being on the rug. It was like the perfect size. I love the rounded corners of it and how it's almost like a puzzle. And it's just a really, really beautiful bookshelf. I have a ton of my favorite trinkets and books on this shelf. I have Kinfolk Entrepreneur, which I told you guys about. If you're looking to be a full-time creative, or you want to be an entrepreneur and have your own business, it is a book that I highly recommend. I will put a link to it below in the description box. I have a book of small houses. I have another silver element that I actually got from Amazon to keep really cool like keepsakes and seashells that I collect when walking on the beach. It does have a marble top, but just another silver element to add to the space. Over here, I have something really cool. This is an hourglass that was gifted to me by YSL. And so it's really nice. I love the black sand, and the glass kind of adds another element that is a naturally occurring element to the space. I have quite a few friends who are doing amazing things, like my good friend Aching Agutu. She is on the cover of Glamour magazine here, and she gave this to me. This is Glamour South Africa. She looks amazing. She's been in quite a few vlogs. So if you want to know more about my life here in Miami, or living between Miami and Harlem, New York, about what I do in fashion, then make sure you are watching my vlogs as well. I do a lot of home decor unboxings and fashion hauls and such in my vlogs as well. So I wanted to feature her. I also have a friend. His name is Nigel. He is a fashion stylist based out of New York, and he has his own magazine for black and brown men called Color Magazine with a K. He has interviewed quite a few people like Luke James and Ahmad. I actually met him during Art Basel here in Miami. And he has his own magazine. You can buy it in New York at Casa Magazines. But I like to support him, so I always buy his magazine. Make sure to check them out on Instagram if you are looking for a black-owned magazine to, you know, support. Shout out to Nigel. He was very integral in helping me during my early career days as a blogger in New York City. He used to take my photos for me. He's just such a delight, such a talent. I am a huge Francophile, if you didn't know. So I have a Paris book here from Taschen. I have The Great Escapes of the Mediterranean here because your girl is going to have a Mediterranean summer 2026. Stay tuned, lots of travel coming to the channel. I have Black Fashion Styles and Stories. I also have Afro Chic, which is another favorite home decor book, celebrating the legacy of the Black family home. This is another favorite that I often thumb through for inspiration for the house, inspiration for art, inspiration for how to decorate, and to kind of see how other people decorate their homes. I'm really about a home that is vibrant, colorful, lived in, thoughtful, fun, uninhibited. There's no age, there's no pretentiousness, there are no rules. I'm just all about creating a home that's a vibe. So another great coffee table book that is centered around Blackness. I'll link it if you're interested. And then to join those books together, I got these gorgeous bookends. I'm a sucker for a good bookend from Amazon. And I love that this is like glass with a green ball on top. We have lots of green in this room. I want to tie in a bit of green to kind of branch out into other rooms. It's kind of a little treat so that you know what to expect when you enter another room in the home. So we love that. I have a little globe here. Again, another Amazon buy, and I just had to have a globe because I have one in my Harlem apartment. This is something that's really cool that I was gifted to by Comfy Lee. Comfy Lee is a lingerie brand. They specialize in really amazing bras. And I've worked with them for a number of years. And this was a gift that they gave me. It looks like a book, but it's actually a light. And I've seen these in places like MoMA design store, and I always wanted one. So when they gave me this one, I thought it was great. You can rotate it all the way around and it sticks, and then you could just sit it here and it can act as a light when you need to like read. So I use this a lot in the evenings when it's a little bit darker and I want to sit in my chair here and do a little reading. So that's a cool thing. This was a gift from my girl Chi Smalls, one of my good friends based in New York. She is a content creator, mostly with fashion, but she's beauty as well. I think she is a Sephora beauty girly this season. But this is a Jenga set from CB2, and all of the pieces are actually lucite and they're in different colors. Let me show you a piece. Like, how cool is this? I love it so much. So anytime someone wants to play Jenga, I pull this out and we play a very chic version of Jenga. I'll link this down below. CB2 carries two different kinds, but I love the colors in these. We have like a beautiful brown, almost like a white, a black, a white, a burgundy, and it just goes with the vibe of the room. And then of course I just have a few of my favorite books. I have this little vessel here, which is actually from H&M. It's a smaller version of the one that's on my coffee table. They come in different sizes. And I just put some of these really cool flowers in it to give a burst of color over here in this corner. Alright everyone, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my living room reveal. Special thanks to Lulu in Georgia for sending over this incredible couch as well as these beautiful curtains. I have made sure to link everything that you've seen in this video down below. So if you are updating your space or you are renovating or you're looking to add a little more character to your home, you can head down to the description box and check out all of the links. My outfit will be linked down below as well. I got so many questions from my last video, and if you really love these room reveals, make sure to check out all of the other rooms that I have featured on my channel in my home. There is a home gym video reveal. There is my dream closet reveal. There is my bedroom and vestibule reveal, and also my guest quarters and kitchen. So make sure you check out those videos next if you're looking for more home inspo. If you enjoyed the video, thumbs it up. You can do that by hitting the up over button on your TV. If you're new here and you love home content, make sure to subscribe. There is lots more coming, and click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.